Hello, welcome to my final project video / performance proposal. Feeling a little bit better today. I was able to rest all day. Sorry about this week. It's just been pretty sick, but here we go. My final project, I would like to perform for the first time, debut performance at the next residency during a share event. I know we did it on like Sunday night in the science room, and I would like to use that room again if possible. This performance really can't be done without a performance venue and without an audience like many performances, but it just doesn't translate over video. So I'm going to kind of break down what I'm doing, break down what I'm going to do when I'm actually in the performance, and then if you have any questions, you can email me, we can call, talk, whatever, video conference later on. I think the best thing to do, Michael, is if we could meet for like an hour during the residency, during one of those off times, and kind of break it down and discuss what's going to happen. I am using all of the main concepts we studied in the class. A little bit from some, a little more from others, but basically I'm trying to combine everything we did, from recursion, the Fibonacci sequence, to the Markov chain, and then Xanax. I keep messing up his name, but I know that Xenakis. Ugh, there it is, because I got the ENX program in Xenakis. So in order to go through those things, one of the things that I'm going to be using, and you'll see it, the way this whole project came about was that I was teaching a very basic music production course using iPads. We had class 30 iPads. I told the students to bring in their headphones, and of course only half of them did, and we were going to be using this program Beatwave, which you should be able to see now in the video. Beatwave is a freeware program, but you can also add to it, and these versions were not added, so this is a simple, very simple kind of bell sound that they were using. And what I noticed was, as the students built upon this sound, the bells were all kind of preset in this program to be scaled correctly, certainly similar to how bell sound that they were using. And what I noticed was, as the students built upon this sound, the bells were all kind of preset in this program to be scaled correctly, certainly similar to how we looked at the Fibonacci sequence, only in this case there were 16 lines of little square dots in your 16-step sequencer. There was a drum and snare track at the end. I did not use any of that because I didn't feel like it. First of all, if you're doing everything with Markov chains, you can't really control it. You don't want like 8 bass drum sounds covering 8 snares, and it ended up being 16 total patterns, so no drums were used. So what I did first was, in each program, I did it randomly, besides the last 4. Okay, so if you record it, you'll hear little hiccups in the sound. That was interesting to me. So I did 4 at 4 different sonic ranges. So I did the lowest, middle, high, higher. But then for the other 12 sounds, they were chosen at random based on a dice roll in this recursive table you see now. And so each one of those patterns that you're seeing has been rolled on a dice. Now that I have all the patterns done, for instance, these sounds were completely random. Are completely random. I'm going to actually play the show completely random. Alright, so what I'm going to do is roll my dice, and that's going to tell me which ones I pick. I'm going to start by picking some of the drone sounds, because that's what one of the kids did. He just picked out all the sounds, and when I could hear his drone noise with other kids' patterns, it was reinforcing these interesting pitch levels that, again, relate back to the Fibonacci sequence. But I'm not finished. Did you bring the camera toward? I also looked for other programs, and I found a program called Thicket, which I think was similar to Enix, only more responsive to my actual touch. And this provides a sound to when I'm touching it. There is a sound, and it looks a lot like the Enix software, as well as the fact that it's audio and visual. So it has that relationship that we studied in his architectural building with the images he projected. And if you can hear it, can you zoom in to this? As I touch, I'm going to turn this up. These are all really low volume right now because when I have all 17 working, it's actually pretty high pitched. And this is actually running through a Max for Live patch in order to get it to kind of gate the sound a little bit. And that gated sound is important because it doesn't sound right when you're mixing it in with the other bell tracks. So that's going to be played as part of the performance. And that video is then going to be mixed in with a video mixer. Right now I'm going to use a video mixer, but right now the video mixer isn't going to work. But I'm just going to record the video so you see it. At the end of this video, you're going to kind of see it played, the recursive processes of what's going to happen. It's going to look different in the space, of course, because I'm going to have half of the video camera and half of the video from the tablet blended, but the camera is going to be shooting at the actual screen it's projecting, which is going to create video feedback that's using half of this imagery from the pad. And the effect you're kind of going to get is going to be seen like here. But that effect is really relative to the space, and in doing an internet video there was absolutely no way to convey that without just kind of composing the video and showing it to you in this kind of concept. What you're going to hear in the subsequent track is really the live recording. I'm going to set it to record and record it, and so it's a much better listen than through the videotape. If you can see this, these are all controlled. These are all controlled. Like when I'm playing, 1, 2. So I can bump them in really in and out really easily. And you can already hear just some of the random fun it's going to make. If I need to adjust levels, I can do it here, do it with the mouse. Like I said, the iPad is running into the computer. The video signal will either be mixed in the computer and out with the camera or through another analog mixer. I will be picking these patterns based on dice rolls. The first thing I'm going to do is pick the one drone sound. It's going to start it, and then from there I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to roll these dice are 4 dice. I'm going to roll them 4 to pick the first 4 patterns. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up the green dice and roll that once. Based on the table you see now, we will continue to pick patterns. If a pattern is on and it is picked, it is turned off and another dice is rolled. If it's off, it's turned on. So really the way, where, and how long this performance lasts is completely up to where I am, who's the audience, and what's going on. So it's meant to be a little bit more performative, and who knows what's going to happen. So here we go. Let's try it.